What's going on, people? It is the Opinionated Gooner, aka TOG. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. I hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. It's quite a late one today, but we got the win. Again, I'm just feeling this. Who cares? Like, that's just how I'm feeling. Who cares? Again, Chelsea made a good few changes. It's just too little too late. It gets on my nerves that we do this kind of rubbish when it doesn't really matter. It's essentially still out of our hands to make Europe, but it was Chelsea 0, no pressure FC 1. It's just whatever. It's just whatever, man. I'm sick of this, man. I'm sick how the players, when it's something very important like the Europa League, these guys are not on it. But when you want to start playing teams where you're not really gonna be qualifying for anything, that's when we start getting the wins. And let's just be clear here, man. We didn't, I don't know, I looked at that game, we didn't really deserve that win. We were clinging on. We were just clinging on, to be honest, and we got the goal out of rubbish, but just rubbish, man. I'm not enthusiastic about all of this, man. All this too little, too late attitude, man. That's how you know that these players are Jekyll and Hyde. You just know. But let's get into it, man. Basically, we scored in the first half, I think 15 minutes. Jorginho with a pass back to Kepa. I don't think Jorginho knew that Kepa was nowhere near his goal line. Kepa managed to just save it just in time. Aubameyang gets the ball, squares it to Smith Rowe, makes it 1-0. And it's like, I'm more happy for Smith Rowe. That's Smith Rowe's second goal now of the season. He scored his first last week. But even still, man, it's just like we can't even score like properly ourselves against these teams. We did play a back three. Again, these are all the things that I'm just wondering, what was Arteta doing? When we needed, the results properly, why weren't you trying three at the back sometimes? Where you do have Tierney on one side, Saka on the other. It's now that you want to experiment on these things when it's too little, too late. And that's why I don't really want to talk about this game, to be honest, because it's like you're using these games as test runs, as crash dummies. Like, it's so annoying what's going on. But yeah, man, after we scored that goal, I mean, like, we actually started off the better team, in my opinion. But I don't know, as the game started to grow, Chelsea, yeah, they were becoming dangerous. Leno had to make a good few saves. I think they hit the post a few times, I think from like Pulisic and Giroud, if I'm not mistaken, within the game. We were just hanging on. And like, let's just be clear here as well, I think Thomas Tuchel made a good few changes. I think it was like 5 or 7 to the team. So like, he don't care. And you know what? It obviously, it might be arrogance on his side, but he probably thought that he could beat this Arsenal team. And I wouldn't have blamed him, to be fair. But I saw this happening. Like, I was joking around on like these live chats where I was with like all these like Curtis Shaws and stuff like that, and I was typing in the chat, we could actually win this game. Don't be surprised, because you never know what to expect with this Arsenal, and that's what really just bothers me. You never really know what to expect, man. It's just, I just don't rate this team. I don't rate these players. I really and truly should be happy that we're getting wins somewhere. You know, I think that was the first time that we had beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge for, I think, for over 10 years. You know, but it's a good record wasted on a useless team and a useless manager. So who cares? We actually did the double against Chelsea this season. But who cares? They're in the Champions League final, we're not. They're still fighting to get into the top four. We can't. They're in the FA Cup final. We're not. Who cares? They don't really care. Chelsea probably don't care because they've got a really good chance in winning that Champions League. They still got a very, very good chance in being in the top four anyway. So, who cares? Who cares? You know, it's out of our hands. We have to rely on the likes of Liverpool to falter. Everton, I think, who still have 2 games in hand and are on level points with us right now. Who else is above us? Tottenham, West Ham. You know, who cares? Who cares, man? Like, again, another win. That's cool. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. As I've stated, we're still going to finish 10th. We are. We're not a good enough team. We don't have a good enough manager. And now the manager is doing stuff that works when it's too little too late. It's just ridiculous. Last week, you played Saka at left back. Look how well he performed. You play 3 at the back, where you have Saka and Tierney as the wing backs. It worked. You know, all of these things, Arteta didn't learn anything this season, for me. He learned nothing this season, where sometimes you have to change your tactics in order to win the game. Not change the tactics because you're trying to outsmart them. Just the tactics that we were doing last season where we were playing 3 at the back, it worked. We ended up winning a trophy because of it. This 4-2-3-1, it does work sometimes. And then there's other times where when you're playing teams that have a lot more possession, who are a lot more forceful in terms of their attacking, like a team like Manchester City, yes, you have to play 3 at the back. You do. Live against the likes of Liverpool, you have to play 3 at the back. Sometimes you have to accept that other teams are better than you. You know? So you play in a certain way. But you don't start doing sporadic rubbish within the season by doing false 9 bollocks. You know, leaving Partey on his own as a midfielder against 3 midfielders in a 4-1-4-1 formation. You don't do stuff like that. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't really have anything else to say about this game because I don't really care. I don't really care. You know, I think Bellerin got injured as well. So again, like that's another thing. We got all these glass type players. Injury. It's the same old names as well. Same old. So I guess nonetheless, on a positive side, there's 3 points. We've beaten Chelsea. We've done the double over them. It is still a London derby. But you're pulling stuff out of the bag when it doesn't matter anymore. That's fraudulent activities there. It is. What more do you want me to say, man? So, in terms of the guys' grades, you know, I don't care. So, I'm going to give them WC. Who cares? Who cares again? And they're probably going to get those grades until the end of the season, because who cares? I'd be so shocked if we still manage to make Europe. And if we do make Europe, as I've said, it'll be that Europa Conference League bollocks. And if I see Arsenal in that, I'm going to be so embarrassed. I'll even be like thinking, what the hell is the point in reviewing these games? you get me? It's just rubbish. But I'm going to end the video there, man. There's nothing more to really say. We got the points, but, you know, Chelsea made it a bit easy for us in that sense, made some changes. You know, we scored off of a ridiculous mistake from Jorginho and Kepa. Nothing off our own back, you know, just rubbish. So I'm going to keep it moving, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notifications and all that other good stuff. I should be back, I think this week, the end of this week. I think we've got Crystal Palace, if I'm not mistaken. So Crystal Palace, another just bookie team, man. Like they're our bogey team. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a I don't know situation with that one. It should be an easy win, but as I said, you really never know with Arsenal. We can beat Chelsea now, and then we'll go and lose to Crystal Palace 2-0. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is when supporting this ridiculous team. But yeah, guys, I'm out, man. Make sure you take care. Peace.